our own friend. So I don't have a problem with this thing with our friend.
Welcome back to the Mid-Morning Show on PCOS Television. Now we have our guests with us who are ready to discuss the topic. Married couple, together yet separated. We have Barrister Joel Olatunbosun with us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And we also have Mrs. Kemi Ademolare.
Alright.
Thank you for joining us, ma'am.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Now, we saw that vox pop where many people were asked, would you allow your friend or your friend's wife to stay in your matrimonial home? Now, what can you tell, from those people that responded? Because I could tell that many of them said no. But a few of them, especially men, were of the opinion that it's not really a big deal. They could allow a friend or even their friend's wife to stay in their matrimonial home for a couple of, say, weeks or months.
What I noticed from the Vox Pop is that it's a generational thing. If you've ever had to travel in your life, you know that you don't live this life alone. I've had friends stay at my place, and I really must acknowledge my husband for that. I've had cause to be in different parts of different places. You would need your friends to accommodate you. Friendship has to do with values. In fact, there are places you go to that if your friends learn you are in town and you're not in their homes, it will be an insult. So what I think is we choose our friends. So if you have very low, character and values, then you'll be suspicious of people. There's no big deal. The person is visiting and going, or the person is in trouble and you had to accommodate them. Why should that be a problem, really? I listen to the caution, but really, the same way you want to be treated in times of hardship, when you need help, is the way you should treat people. I think it's African to accommodate people. Hospitality.
African. Okay.
Well, why Barrister?
Thank you very much. Yoruba people, you see, our culture is quite rich. Yoruba people will say anybody you suspect, don't work with them. And whoever you don't trust, don't get along. So this issue is relative, it is not absolute. Depending on what is going on in your mind. If you have a dirty mind, then of course, I would advise, don't try it. But if your mind is plain and clean, I've done that on several occasions, and of course, my wife also accepted it. There's this popular actress in Ibadan, Aishat Lawa. She passed nights in my house for a number of months when she had accommodation problem when she came to Ilorin. To the glory of God, I didn't touch her. In fact, people thought she was my biological sister. She'll be here now. You understand? I'm talking about 20-something years ago when she came to Ilorin. In fact, the parents too, they trusted her and they trusted me. And in the past how many years now, of course, the relationship still subsists. Mm-hmm. So you don't even need your wise friends to live with you before you do what is not normal. So I don't believe that it is bad. So African culture, like you rightly said, is rich. And we have to accommodate people. Not necessarily people of the same sex. People of opposite sex. So we can get along, we can play together. I can play with you, do all sorts of things with you without handing everything in bed. Life is so short.
I think
hand everything in bed.
So I think that we have oversexed the mentality of the people. Many relationships have been destroyed because of this sex issue. It's not everybody that you're attracted to sexually. And I think it comes from the poor definition of libido. Libido has to do with thought processes too. That power that people think psychologically is available. It has to do with a lot of thinking, So I think we have oversexed. It's not everybody you sleep with. It's not everybody you have the affection for. And you should really respect yourself. Why would you want to, really, your wife's friend, your friends? But when people have thrown caution to the wind and do not fear God, people of funny. First child, In fact, I've heard of marriages, it's been happening for about 10 years now. When people get married, they say they want to play first for 2 years before they plan the baby. Then why did you get married? You can still live your life. That means you're trying to control the other person, okay? None of you is playing a game, so you want to make sure that the person is not free to go and date another person. So to secure the interaction, you marry the person. Now that's a problem. Because the moment you marry, the family members are telling you, we're coming back in 9 months' time. And we watch out for the 9 months' time. And then when something else happens, they'll think you have problems in the marriage or infertility issue, not knowing that both of you are playing game. So people have learned to just ask, are you playing, waiting, or you are ready to? Do you see? So if there's a problem, so that we know what to apply. So now this is how the being married and being separated happens. Because either parents will be talking to somebody, okay, and they say, we've agreed before, until I finish my degree, I'm not taking it. So why did you not finish your degree before going for the institution, where the fruit of the institution is usually a baby? Another thing is, when we get married, at times you have, you've achieved things under your maiden name, and now you're getting married. The problem now starts. Do you leave all that you have achieved to cleave? Who will move from which state to another? So you have a situation where people have these long distance relationships, and over time, because human beings are dynamic, we meet, new things happen, new challenges happen, and we solve those problems. So when we are not solving the problems together, our minds will go apart, our souls will be apart. We no longer show interest in one another's need. So over time, the little diversion can lead to a very big gap between the two. So we're not reasoning together. And then, of course, another thing is character. So many of us, when we get into marriage, we really become a new set of people. Okay, the day of the marriage, I do. Yes, you are still single, do it. But by the time you get married, then you have to think together. And the social situation is almost impossible to reason together. So before you know what's happening, you're solving your own problem, I'm solving my own problem, everybody's too tired. And, well, that's married but uncoupled.
How about you, Varys?
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, it is possible to be married and be single at the same time. Let me wear the binoculars of law. We call it simplicity. We call it judicial separation. Judicial separation is to the fact that you are separated by the law, but you are still married, based on prevailing circumstances and peculiar nature of your marriage. The marriage still subsists, but you are not together. Why are you not together? You are not together. You are single. Married person, you are not together for the sake of peace. The only what makes the difference is cohabitation. You are consummation, let me call it consummation. You are not consummating the marriage. So it's possible to be married and what? Be separated. But even before the law, a couple can live together in the house and still be separated in thoughts. You know, when we are talking about separation, it's not absolute, it is relative. When you are sleeping on the same bed or in the same bed, whichever one applicable, one will face the east, the other one will face the west. And in thought, you are bipolar opposites. When you are thinking A, the other one will be thinking B. But what is the underlying factor is that there's no compatibility anywhere. Understanding is compatibility. Because Yoruba people will say that it is not that the husband is a mad person. Put him in the place of man, husband. That is man for you. You will enjoy him. Then, when the nagging stop, stop, stop. Also what? You close your ear. Then allow her to ventilate her thoughts. Ubis ubis remedium. When somebody, women, they communicate their feelings. They always communicate what they feel. Men communicate what they think. So when the woman issue comes in, if the man can tolerate the woman, and then when the manly and the head of, no woman will say you are not even the head. Even if I thought she's the one paying the school fees. She's the one footing the beast. No woman will say, I'm the head of this family. So you don't need to overemphasize it as a man. You understand? So when I understand my wife, she understands me. You understand now? So then we can live together. But when we don't understand each other, even without going to court, already we have experienced what we call emotional divorce. Let me tell you, judge, jury, lawyer can grant legal divorce. Nobody can grant emotional divorce. And that one is the most technical and dangerous aspect of it. And most women are dying of this one. You understand? It is easy for me as a man. I just want to be practical with you. You know, I meet with a number of women. I meet with a number of ladies on a daily basis. You understand now? But it's not easy for women. It is not easy for women because we suspect them as seconds go by. Do you understand? So if I don't trust my wife, or if I don't understand, I don't share her feelings. Even when she's telling me the wrong thing, sometimes she's saying it and she has gone overboard. I have to accommodate and tolerate her. It is then we can live together and in harmony.
Okay, so now I'll come back to you, Mrs. Kemi. A married couple, they're together, yet they're separated. Not legally, not physically, because they still have a home, they have kids involved and all. But I'll go back to something you mentioned earlier. Say a couple will get married and the family members are expecting that in 9 months, at least the produce of the marriage would be a child or at least a baby. But both couple or both partners have agreed that they want to take a couple of years before, before they have their kids. So far, they are united in that decision. Do you think that anything is wrong with it?
No. If they are united in that decision, they've agreed. But that agreement will come at a cost. Any action we take in life comes at a cost. Right now, when we're single and separated, no, let's just enjoy ourselves.
Judicial separation is to the fact that you are separated by the law, but you are still married. Based on prevailing circumstances and peculiar nature of your marriage, the marriage still subsists, but you are not together. And why are you not together? You are not together. You are single, married person. You are not together for the sake of peace. The only what makes the difference is cohabitation. You are consummation, let me call it consummation. You are not consummating the marriage. So it's possible to be married and what? Be separated. But even before the law, a couple can live together in the house and still be separated in thoughts. You know, when we are talking about separation, it's not absolute, it is relative. You and you are sleeping on the same bed or in the same bed, whichever one applicable. One will face the east, the other one will face
A child or at least a baby. But both.
Okay? So that is why the women, their own strength is disengaging emotionally.
All right, let's go on this commercial break and we'll be right back.
Achievements before she got into the marriage. She has a certificate, a doctor. She's, sound. And then she gets married and decides that she doesn't want to take up her husband's name. You understand? Do you think that is an issue? And should this really be a big deal?
You see, if I want to talk on moral ground, and morality does not appeal to law. Law has nothing to do with morality. Law is law. If they are legally married, on whose name did she get married? Because you put the word legal there.
Yes.
And I don't want us to be talking about law all the time, because if we are talking about law, we have to see it the way the law says it. So even a tradition, immediately you submit to that marriage, you marry under the act. You submit to matrimonial causes act. So whatever the act is telling you to do is what you do. So when you marry, on whose name did you marry? So if you now say you want to be bearing your own personal name, you want to do that because of the selfish motive. You understand? So you have to submit to the man. Now there is this mutual consensus at the end, meeting of mind, mutuality of purpose and intention. Then having gotten married, you can also have an agreement that, okay, this belongs to you, this belongs to you, and that. There's nothing bad in that. You understand? But, the property she had acquired, she didn't acquire the property. I want to speak pros and cons. She did not acquire the property in the name of the husband. You know that?
Yes.
She acquired the property in her name. So her maiden name. So wow, so it does not, the property may not belong to the husband. If there's mutual understanding. Law is so fine, law is so good, it's so clean. And the Bible says there's nothing wrong with the law. Law is holy, law is spiritual. That in fact I wouldn't have known that I'm a bad boy if not for the law. You understand? That's what the Bible says. Romans 7. So law shows you who you are. You understand? And there's this we call situational ethics. That is when there's no absolute. You understand now? So how do we, balance it? So there's nothing bad. If you acquire the properties you have acquired before you marry, it's your property. You can transfer it to your husband, and the one but bearing your own personal name,
Yes.
I know it does not work, except you don't marry under the act.
Yeah, I can see you want to say something.
Because before I got married, I used to act a lot. So I've done a lot of things under my name. A lot of things. But when I was getting married, I really liked the guy too. And then there's something about the change of name. So some people, even my Facebook account, I have an account that is my maiden name. Because some people know that girl. Over time, everybody knows a female that is married would have certain names. And I have my pen name. Do you see what I'm saying? So if I'm used to you calling me different titles, different names, I'm comfortable with it. The fact is that, there's something about a man. His ego also wants to protect, direct, and
Oversee.
So it's like saying I'm not a Nigerian. I mean, not like what is happening in the nation, but I'm a Nigerian. Just what I'm saying. I didn't bring the title Nigeria. Even I am not very comfortable with the history of how the name was derived. But it is who I am. So it is for identity. And everybody expect that you would. So that pride, your premarital asset, like I said, can be in your name. If you have them. But loving people, and I want to say that for every organization, business, whatever, there are sunk costs. Love is a sunk cost in marriage. Respect is a sunk cost in marriage. But when a woman is neglected, we're talking about aberrations now. So the sunk cost is that when you meet this guy, you want to really go into him. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because he has to cover you, protect you. Then your children will have names. So all of you, different, the children will have one set of names. The woman will have one name. The man will have another. How does that work? So, and I can say this really, at the marriage, I had said I wanted to maintain my father's name and his name. We had discussed it. While we were signing the register, and we had discussed what the children would bear. But when we're about to have kids now, bear the same children with all of us now, that kind of stuff. I said, okay, fine, I'll do it. I knew you would try that day, and I would already accept it because I love it. So we do things because we care. You want the person to be happy. There's a degree of satisfaction when you stand up and man says, that is my wife. So if we want a man to be proud of us, we want him to protect us and provide for us, we want him to be manly without emasculating him. There's something that happens when your wife appears and she has even his friends will be mocking him. Yes, when he goes to any gathering of men, they'll say, you don't talk to us, Joy, you die, even your wife. You'll be what men discuss when they go to all those their places are real, because part of the man's pride is that he has married you legally, is in charge, is managing, controlling, having authority, and sincerely he will be asked a lot of questions in the future. So I think part of Hannah is to be exempt. However, I'm conscious of some culture, Islamic culture, where the lady may not change her name. Then traditionally too, in Africa, we don't change our names. When you want to call it, say, I'm the daughter.
Well, here we say, look, you claim, ladies, this Gen Z, they claim equality with men. And then we are also alternating, waiting for them. You don't claim equality with men. You are more powerful. You are influential. But if you play the role of influence, you understand now? Influence goes with authority. But power is naked. This and that. We shout too much, we do too much. But at the end of the day, Even sometimes we submit to you. Yoruba people will say, why don't you prostrate for your wife and say sorry? You see over your dead body. If you want to sleep with your wife at night, are you not going to prostrate? You will be on top. You prostrate now. We prostrate while sleeping. So what I'm trying to say in effect is, like she rightly said, you understand now, getting to understand your man. Obedience. Submission. When a woman submits to a man, the man will automatically submit to the woman. You don't demand it. You have it. Most of the things I said I will not do in my life because I'm authoritative, I do them because of the way I will go about it. Because of the way my wife will go about it. But most of the things she said, it is either do or die. I will say, yeah, that die, yeah, gang. Are you getting what I'm saying? So the Lord help us.
Ah, wow.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
I
Yes.
really think that we should clarify the issues. There's, ladies, please, if a man lacks character, leave him alone for his parents to train.
Some people would rather train them and change
You
them.
cannot change anybody.
And no man
If
likes to
he's set
even
in
marry,
his
no
way.
man likes to marry his mother. God bless you.
Oh, really?
No man likes to marry his mother.
Like marrying somebody that embodies the character of their
My
mother.
mother, it is my mama that can tell me, go lokunle síbẹ̀ yẹn. It is my mother that say, if you took this breast, you understand? Now, if I give back to you, your mommy, you don't want to, but no man likes to, no man wants a supervisor. Another supervisor. I lived over 20 years under a particular supervisor of my mother. And my wife is coming, so when will I stand as a man? Like she was saying, I'm trying to corroborate it.
So I think we should look for men that are men, not a big baby.
Good.
That's a problem.
Go, baby.
Because when you have a man, he has, he draws you into thoughts. And that is why I keep telling people, if you have a relationship where you're touching, you won't learn anything about yourselves. You should watch that man in his natural setting. So when you're starting a new relationship, and be careful how you date too. I keep thinking it's possible to be in a relationship where you are going out for 6 months, but you've really gone out for 6 hours. Yes, it's possible. I mean, you quickly dash in, let's eat and that eat, you go and eat food. No, that's not courtship. That's not getting to know people. You can meet people in 2 weeks and you've been with them for most of the hours of the 2 weeks. You must watch the man with his friends. That isolation process of starting a relationship is a very long foundation. When he's speaking to his friends, you watch him. When he passes comments about other people, you listen. When you go to a restaurant, what he thinks of the cleaner and the
Gatesman.
the gatesman and the steward is what will be important to you in life.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that is you
Yes.
in the future.
Yes.
Because the dynamics of control and power is on the side of the man. Now, if a man is neglectful, okay, negligence is an abuse. He doesn't want you to talk. He doesn't want to go anywhere with you. You're already separating. Because when he's with his friends, you cannot fit in. Then he turns back in 20 years' time, she's not in my class. Because you don't even know how that set of people reason. So there's no way you can come in. And little children can really distract you too. So if a man does not want to be with you, don't think you're winning your friend by getting married at a time. You're harming you. Because in that relationship, you are the weaker sex. Now, equality, when we talk about equality in marriage, we're not saying we are the same. And that would be homosexuality. No, a man is a man is a man. A woman is a woman is a woman. Society evolved roles over time based on convenience and what they can adapt to. And then for women, I really think they should adopt this. When you meet a new man and you think you like him, shut your mouth.
Oh, really?
That's the
Why?
best thing. So that you can see him for who he is. Somebody must be doing the talking between the two of you. Best case scenario is that you have a good master. Worst case scenario is that you have a terrible master. So that you're going to go into that space, listen, if he's not having a good time with his siblings, you are going to inherit the problem. Let him go. See, marriage is beyond I like you. The love is a sunk cost. That means it's something you must deposit in the relationship. But you can really love a man and not be able to marry him. If he's abusing drugs, for example, over time, he will become very aggressive. Then he'll be a bad example to the children. So liking and fluttering hearts, will it survive the problem? If you have medical issues, he has some infection, or you will not know immediately, or he has some genetic issues.
Oh, his ears.
You like
The
yourself.
other lady's ears.
You like yourselves. Yes, you do. Because there are things that attract you to one another. But when you discover some things that will not make for future peace, you cannot survive it. Because the man has an easier space in the society to go find another wife, and the society will justify it for him. So you will be saddled. So protect yourself. Then let your brothers interact with your spouse, your boyfriend. The first thing you do when you are blind, love is blind. I mean, it's all over you. You are swimming. So borrow eyes. Let him be introduced to the family early. One crime you can commit against yourself is date a man for 3 months, then you now introduce him to the family. You are creating a bias already. Let him mix with your friends. Let your friends meet him. If your friends don't like him, there's a very high chance you can't survive.
All right, let's go on a break, and then when we come back, we'll continue from where we left off.
Thank you for staying with us on the Mid-Morning Show on BCOS Television, where we're discussing married couple together yet separated with Barrister Joel Olatunbosun and Mrs. Kemi Ademola Aremu. Now, before we went on that break, we were talking about equality as well as friendship. We mentioned friendship earlier in relationships. Now, there are times that you do not know the kind of friends that you have to, say, you have an idea. You think they are good people, but in the end, they might not really be. I mean, we have pretenders. Barrister Joel said it earlier that there are times that even though you've discussed during courtship and all of that, when you get married, that's when you find out the kind of person that you actually married, that they could be pretending. That's what I mean. So you could have friends that say they are pretending and you think they are good people. You invite them to your home, they spend a few weeks, few months. You discuss things that go on in your marriage with them. But then they do not have good intentions for you. So for somebody like that, because you suggested that, say you bring in a guy, you have a guy that you want to, go forward with, you should introduce him to your friends and your family members, that if they do not like him, it's likely that something is wrong with that person. Yes. So what if they're just jealous?
I'm assuming that you have what we call common sense.
Ooh.
Yes. Really, we don't select our family. You are born into your family. And in that family, you learn certain values. Now, your friends are selected by you. And you have something that is common to you. Maybe you were classmates. You don't talk to everybody in your class, do you?
No, of course
You greet everybody by their acquaintances. The person that is your friend must have gone through some series of tests by you that qualified them to be called your friends. Okay? I have a friend, and he's been my friend for more than 40 years now. Okay? Now, the friends I had in secondary school, they are still in my life. Our families became friends because of us. Then, the ones of the university, they are still there. Our families became friends because of us. Why am I saying it? You will go after what satisfies your soul. That was why I said the soul that is married. Your thought process. So if you are a vain person, what has made you friends is the size of shoes, the color of your skin. You see that you're not friends. Friendship is very, very important in life. We just lost a friend now. My friend's wife had to travel to London to help with the burial. Those are the kind of friends I had, So I'm just saying that when we say somebody is a friend, that is by choice. But if you don't have what they call common sense, it's not an insult. Communal sense, interaction. When you're a person of value, you attract people of value. If you are a vain person, you will attract vain people. If you've surrounded yourself with people that are very envious, that means you're boastful. Yes, you owe people love. There's a way you carry yourself that creates envy in people. That's a life skill. Okay? You should be able to project yourself in such a way that people you don't bring out the envy. Inside every man is the wild and the wicked and the nice. So as we choose, as we build our character by choices, we have this predominant side of us. Okay? So when you now have a situation where your friends want to steal your husband, you don't have friends. You surrounded yourself with enemies. And then if the man is still able, okay, if it's somebody that can be taken, Then let them take him now. No, really, because something is really wrong.
So it goes both ways.
Yes, there was something they taught me in secondary school. I said, look, if you have something, let it go. If it comes back, it was yours. So I think women are doing too much nowadays. You know, they are all over. You know, if you have bigger bust, it will be okay. So they package it. They can't even wear their faces again. You know, if you have shiny, what is the problem for crying out loud?
To look good.
You're looking
You want
for
to look good.
No,
Look better.
the man that will be seeing you naked every day. We'll be sleeping with that face, the original one.
That's why we've had the rise of BBLs and
They are
all
so
of those.
dominant.
Yes.
See, if you have low self-esteem, you are not right for marriage. Yes, because your estimation of yourself, you're still in demand survival mode. You're taking in. You're not ready to give out. Marriage is giving out time. And then another thing I must say, and I think marriage has a time frame. At the beginning, you just met a human being. Did you get it? You need to start mingling in your thoughts. Okay, by communication. I say something, you hear me. Then we are going through a process of thoughts. And men are not women. Their mind is highly focused. So he's thinking, I have this vision, I need this woman to support me to get this vision. So it doesn't know your vision, it does not know your strength. Are you calling that marriage? I think that is desperation going to the market. Yes, a situation where you just want to be coupled because your age is running. I have cases every time. And you say, there was a bad case I had. This woman spoke with me for 2 hours and I was lost. And now to excuse me, this person you're talking to me about, is he okay? She now said, hey, I said, do you know that he has a history of mental challenge? Do you see it? Then she said there was a rumor. Okay, when did you marry the woman? Because she was now desperate, she was ready for anybody. And then the situation will now come. The same thing, you are AS, and you want to marry. The children, who will care for them? Then hepatitis. There are so many things to think about. Really. We can't manufacture human beings, but you have a choice.
Yes.
I think this one is for Barrister. What would you say about men that, she mentioned going home to taking your partner home early for your friends and family to help you be the judge when you're blind? For some men, they do this, but it's not guaranteeing that you are the chosen one or it's you that they'll pick. You just go home taking different girls home and your family members know about it, but the girl doesn't know. And then these days now we consider taking home as almost a show, if he takes me to meet his parents, that means to an extent, maybe 50-60%.
I got your point. Let me just say something about friendship. You see, this generation sometimes they don't even know the meaning of what they say or what they practice. A good friend, you can have a bad friend. It's a friend, but it's bad. You can have a friend that is good. And a good friend is like a lady's bra, very close to the chest, always supportive and prevent from falling. And leave the rest. The rest is history. So if you have a friend like that lady's bra, you don't have any problem. You won't fall. So that is the real definition of a friend. A friend will not want you to fall. So that is why we say they are intimate friends. You understand? Intimate friends. Like you were telling me, taking your spouse home to your parents. I took my time out to do the etymology of that. Let me tell you the reason why. But I tell you, my mommy did not go to school. Sometimes I learned greetings from my mom. She's with me now. And when she's telling me some stuff, some I throw it in the garbage. Some I accept. Why? They will ask us to bring our wife home because we, men, we don't know how to choose. We choose by color. We choose by package. But by the time they ask us to bring our wife home, what they meant at that point in time was that the person you are bringing home, that lady, will learn from the mother how to treat her husband. The way she related to the father, your husband to be his father, you understand? The way she's relating, then you will be learning. You will be learning from her because the same blood runs in. So when you see the way the woman is relating with her husband, then you will pick. Maybe the husband is a rabble rouser. Hey. And you see the woman is cool and calm. And the mother will be telling you, I know my son, oh, it's like his father. So when that of the family thing comes upon him, the anointing of the family, this is the dose. But we will not learn. By the time we took our wife there, because of the, the emotion, you say, no, mommy, because you cannot stay with you. What can you just say? She will not learn anything. This generation does not want to learn. And at the end of the day, it is either my way or highway. That is one thing. Then two, when you get to know them in the family, you'll be able to know that, hey, I don't think I will be able to survive this family. Thank God I came to the source. They are bringing you to the source for you to learn. So that is why she was saying the other time that, look, don't communicate, don't talk too much in marriage. Ladies, take your time to learn. Take your time to listen and listen good. In fact, try to know everybody, that relates to that guy. It is then you'll be able to conclude that, look, it is not only that guy. It is prevailing circumstances that will justify how long and how well you will live in that marriage. Not even that guy you are getting married to. And I guess that is what she was passing across to us. That is why you will need to take the person home. Because if we marry in restaurants, and this kind of marriage we are even doing this day, that is why it does not last. But when you get to know the source, they'll be able to tell you that, look, even when you are reporting your husband, there was a time that when you are reporting your husband, which is bad, even if you report the husband to the mother will tell you that, look, do you know, see, you have not seen anything. Do you know how I survived my husband? The mother will give you the dose. That, look, it is not even your spouse alone. This is common to men. If I want to marry now, the best way, I won't go to my father. The best person I will go to is my mother. Is somebody who is older than I am. Because she'll be able to tell me about women. When I took my wife home, my mommy called me. And what she told me that thing is still ringing in my head. That is why I'm finding it difficult to report my wife to my mommy. Because she has warned me. She said, who do you want to marry? I said, she got first class. She read English, first class University of Ilorin. He said, no, that is not marriage. He said, look, will you be able to survive this lady? I said, when I was in trouble in Kwara Poly, she helped me. When I was also in Kwara problem, she said, no. She told me that, look, when two educated people get married, he said, 2 rams will not drink in a bucket, they will not come. He said, don't come back to me, and tell them that this and that and that and that. In fact, that thing she said is really the dose I'm using now, because my mommy has warned me. So when my wife comes upon, when the anointing comes upon my wife, sometimes I say, why would I go back home and say what I chose? You understand? And she has told me, because I wanted to marry by brain. What the love I had there was that she's so beautiful, she's very intelligent. And when my friends, and of course, when my friends saw her like this, I called her Queen Angel. But when I got married, I changed that name quickly. That I didn't marry an angel. I married somebody like me.
Okay. That was quite insightful. This is still the Midmorning Show on BCOS Television. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
The home is under attack.